Welcome, everyone. Today, we're doing something a little different. We're not going to be, dissecting sources in the usual way. Instead, we're just going to tell some stories. 3 true stories, actually, really unsettling ones. Share on the YouTube channel, Mr. Nightmare. And they all have this one thing in common. Fog. Thick, disorienting fog. So, our plan is just to share these accounts, let them sink in, and see what chills stick with you afterwards.
Okay.
So get comfortable, listen closely. Let's start. All right, this first one happened a few years ago. Picture this house, kind of sandwiched between a big stretch of woods and a lake. The person telling the story, they lived there, had all this private land, acres of it, including those woods. And there was this narrow clearing in the woods. Not really a path, just space to walk. They used it to clear their heads sometimes, a regular thing. But on this one day, the fog, wow. It was something else, super thick, like visibility was under 15 feet. They hadn't seen fog like that in years and apparently haven't since. Still, they figured, okay, I'll just stick to the clearing. I know it well. So they went out, alone.
Almost immediately, stepping into that clearing, something felt off. They heard footsteps, but they sounded exactly like their own, perfectly in sync. So they stopped, listened. Dead quiet. It's private land. Right, nobody else should be out there. They called out, hello? Nothing back, no more footsteps either. Took a breath, kept going. But the woods just felt eerie, Fog drifting between the trees, just the sound of their boots crunching, maybe some crickets. Almost peaceful for a second. Until it wasn't. That's when they heard it. A low moan. Like an old man, maybe in pain or something. Okay, this time, no doubt. Definitely not alone. Sounded like someone might need help. So they started walking towards the sound, carefully, calling it hello again. Stopped. Listened hard. And then through the fog, they saw it. Sort of a shape. An outline of a person. Just far enough away that you couldn't make out details, but definitely a person. Really tall. And yeah, the moaning was coming from it. So our narrator creeps a bit closer. Calls out again like, hey, you need help. But the figure. It didn't get any clearer. They took another step, maybe 2. Still felt like the same distance away.
Weird. So they yelled this time, louder. And the moaning just stopped. Instantly. They took a couple more big steps towards the figure, and that's when it hit them. This, cold dread. No matter how much they walked forward, this figure wasn't getting any closer. The distance just stayed exactly the same.
Right. That's deeply unsettling. That breaks the rules of how space should work.
Exactly. So pure fear kicks in. They turn around fast, start walking back towards the house. After maybe 5 seconds, they risk looking back over their shoulder.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The figure's behind them now. Still the exact same distance away. Just there. Panic. Full-on sprint now. Heart hammering, can barely breathe, looks back again, still there. Same distance. And then they notice something even worse. They can't see the figure's lower legs. The outline just sort of stops.
Like it's floating.
Yeah, exactly like it's floating, hovering in the fog, just keeping pace, same distance back. They finally burst out of the woods into the yard. Look back one last time. The figure, or whatever it was, is right there at the tree line, just standing. They scramble inside, slam the door, totally breathless. Their girlfriends, her dad, her brother, they all come running like, what's wrong?
Yeah.
And they're just gasping, pointing out in the fog, trying to explain this thing that followed them, that wouldn't get closer, but wouldn't let them get away. The girlfriend's dad, he sounds like a practical guy, puts his shoes on, goes outside with them. They point to where they saw it last, but of course, nothing. It's gone. The dad tries to calm him down, pats him on the shoulder, says something like, hey, 2 big guys, 2 dogs in the house, nobody's breaking in. Our narrator just kind of manages this shaky laugh, trying to act okay, but inside, probably scarred. And they say, even now, years later, they don't really believe in ghosts, but that was the closest they've ever come to something truly paranormal. Still gives them shivers.
Oh, absolutely. That's a powerful story. And the fog, it's doing so much work there psychologically. It's not just blocking sight. It isolates you completely, makes the woods feel endless, disorienting. And like you said, it distorts perception. Our brains hate ambiguity, especially in fog where you have so little information. So this floating figure, the impossible distance, it taps right into that primal fear of the unknown. An unclear threat can be way more terrifying than something you can actually see properly. Your mind just fills in the blanks with the worst possibilities.
Yeah, the filling in the blanks part is terrifying in itself. The fog wasn't just weather. It was like an accomplice. Okay, let's move to the next story. Still foggy, but a totally different setting. This happened a bit later. Our protagonist is moving from Staten Island, their parents' place, to Manhattan. They're using those apps, Craigslist, Let Go, trying to find furniture for the new apartment while still living at home. Finds this dresser on Let Go, looks good, decent price, matches their other stuff, perfect. They message the seller, a guy named Jake. He messages back super fast. They arrange to meet that night. Here's the thing, though. The meet is late, past 10 p.m., on this dead-end street by a small park.
Jake says he works late shifts. That's the only time he can do it. Protagonist is off work that week, so okay, fine. Meetup is 10:30. They decide to get there a bit early, maybe 10:45, try and get it done. And the fog, again, it's incredibly thick, so foggy they can't even tell if other cars are parked on the street. They pull up to the dead end, and literally seconds later, phone buzzes. Message from Jake on Let Go. It says, "You're early, just give me a second, I'll be right out."
Whoa! How did he know?
Yes, exactly. Protagonist freezes. Like, how the heck does he know I just got here? Is he watching from somewhere? In this fog? Still, they reply, "Okay," trying to peer through the mist. And that's when they realize, this street is weird. Doesn't look like normal houses. Just these strange small buildings. Can't even tell what they are. Very secluded for Staten Island. A few moments pass. Another message from Jake. "Come on out, the dresser's waiting out back." Protagonist thinks, back where? And still can't see a thing. Gets out of the car anyway, cautiously. Messages back like, "Where do I go?" And the messages stop. Instead, they hear yelling, "Over here!" Yeah. So, feeling like they're walking into a trap. But okay, they follow the voice, shouting back occasionally, "I'm coming!" Goes down this narrow alley-like passage between two of those weird buildings. Definitely not a normal residential street. Comes out into what seems like a backyard area. Calls out for Jake again. Nothing. The yelling stopped. Just dead silent. Except for maybe distant traffic noise.
Yeah.
A gut feeling hits hard. Something is very wrong here. Just as they're about to bail, turn around, get out of there. They hear Jake's voice again. But it's coming from inside one of the buildings now. He says, "Wait, your dresser's just right inside here. Come inside."
Don't do it.
Right. Protagonist doesn't answer. Just starts backing away slowly towards that alley. Spins around to leave. And even in the fog, they can just make out other people. Standing there, stock still against a wall or maybe a fence, just feet away. Ice water in their veins. This is bad. Really bad. They just sprint back through the alley. Here's people chasing them. Sees them too. At least 3 people running after them. Doesn't even try for the truck. Knows there's no time to get in. Start it, turn around on a dead end. Just runs down the road blindly as fast as they can. Runs until they can't anymore. Pulls out their phone, calls the cops. Eventually, 2 police cars show up. Protagonist flags one down, gets picked up. They go back to the spot with the officers. The backyard area, empty. Those little buildings. Abandoned storefronts. The back door Jake wanted them to go through. Wide open. Inside. Totally empty. No dresser, nothing.
Wow.
Yeah. They showed the cops, the Let Go chat, everything. But nothing ever came of it. No follow-up. All they know is, if they had gone inside that building, something really terrible was waiting for them.
That story perfectly illustrates how fog can be, well, weaponized almost. It creates this intense vulnerability. It's not just that you can't see. The fog seems to muffle your instincts, your common sense, especially in a strange place. Think about it. The instant message, knowing they arrived early. The switch from text to creepy yelling. Huge red flags. But the fog, the desire for that cheap dresser, maybe it creates this sort of cognitive bias. You push past the warnings, but you can't see the danger clearly. It let them walk right into a trap. Truly chilling how easily our senses can be compromised.
Compromise is a good word for it. Yeah, the fog just blurs everything, including judgment. Okay, one last story. This one happened very recently, just last Saturday, according to the account. Family quarantined in Jersey. The narrator's working from home in his office. His 6-year-old daughter, Veronica, comes in. Says she saw someone in the garden. And guess what? Another insanely foggy day. He goes to the window, looks out at the backyard, the garden. Yep, Veronica's right, someone's there. Standing over the garden, back turned. Can't even tell if it's a man or a woman, the fog's so thick. He knocks on the window glass, try to spook them. Sees the person turn their head, then just walk off. Deeper into the property until the fog swallows them. Now, they live in a pretty secluded spot, big yard. He tells Veronica to stay inside, quickly throws on shoes. Feeling uneasy, follows where the person went into the fog. I mean, it's unnerving, someone just wandering onto your private property like that. As he's walking, he starts hearing this sound. Thump, thump, rhythmic thumping. Gets closer to his shed, realizes it's coming from there. The shed appears through the mist, and he sees the person.
Just slamming the shed door shut over and over. He yells, "Get out of here. I'm calling the cops." Gets closer, gets a better look. It's a woman, middle-aged, looks disheveled. She just starts saying, sorry, like 10 times. Then bolt runs off towards the road, vanishes into the fog again.
Okay, that's bizarre. Just slamming the door.
Right? Super weird. So later that night, he and his wife, they've turned off the TV, trying to sleep. House is dead silent. Then they hear it. From outside, thump, thump, thump. The shed door. Again, he feels sick. His wife is beside him, shaking, whispering, "You have to go out there. Chase them off." He hadn't told her about the woman earlier. Didn't want to freak her out more. So he just slips on his shoes, grabs a flashlight, turns on every single backyard light they have, goes outside, starts yelling immediately, trying to sound tough. The slamming stops. Still foggy, but the lights help a bit. He can make out the shed. Doors open. Woman's gone.
He admits he was genuinely scared to go check the dark shed, but felt like he had to, man of the house kind of thing. So he steels himself, charges into the shed, screaming, try to be intimidating. Empty. Totally empty. Quickly shuts the door, twists the little handle lock, yells some more threats about the police, really loud this time, heads back inside, turns off the backyard lights on his way to the bedroom. Just as he gets near the bedroom door, Veronica comes out, crying. His heart just sinks. What is it? What's wrong? And she just sobs, "Look out my window."
Oh, man.
Yeah, he says those words just hit him. Runs to her room, keeps the light off, looks out her window, and there she is, the woman, standing right outside Veronica's window, lit by just ambient light, trying to open it. And he gets a clear look at her face this time, and it's horrific. Droopy skin, cracked looking, wiry gray hair, teeth look messed up, damaged. Clearly something deeply wrong with her. Instantly thinks, dangerous. He just screams at her, "Leave us alone." Goes for his phone to call 911. And that finally makes her run off. For good, it seems. Police came, couldn't do much besides put out an alert. But the fear, that's still there. He said less than a week after that night, the shed door was found open again one morning. Left open sometime during the night. He's just completely freaked out now. Terrified for his family. Worried that one night he'll wake up and she'll actually be inside the house.
Wow, that escalates things incredibly, doesn't it? From a weird trespass to a direct, persistent home invasion threat. What's so potent there is how the fog first masked her, made her this vague, weird presence. But then the ultimate horror is seeing her clearly right at the child's window, a truly nightmarish image. That violation of personal space, of the home sanctuary, it's a profound breach. And her persistence, her appearance, it creates this lingering trauma, not just a quick scare. And that open shed door later, it's like a constant reminder the threat isn't necessarily gone. It could come back. That's pure psychological dread.
It really is. It's amazing, kind of unsettlingly amazing, how something as normal as fog can just pull back the curtain on things that are truly terrifying and hard to explain. And remember, these aren't just campfire tales. These are things that apparently really happen to people. Experiences that you just know left a permanent mark. So I guess it leaves you wondering, right? What happens when your safe space, your own yard, or even just a simple errand gets twisted by something as simple as the weather? Fog makes everything uncertain. And maybe it reminds us that the scariest things aren't always monsters, but the unexplained things lurking just out of sight, waiting for that cover. Well, thank you for tuning in and listening to these unsettling stories with us. We hope they gave you something to think about. Maybe double check that forecast tonight. If you found these stories gripping, please do us a favor. Like, share, and subscribe to Horror Docs. We'll have more chilling content for you soon. Good night, sleep tight, and stay safe out there.